Okay. So, we should be live again. I don't know what just happened, but OBS just decided to, I guess, end the stream early. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. I believe that's what I named it. Should be good. Wow, if I can get this off, this would be a miracle. I can turn this up a little bit. This should work. H. Okay. Before I start really talking about things, I just want to make sure this works, so sorry again, guys. Bear with me. Does it work? Please tell me it works. Please tell me this works. Oh, man. I don't know if it's showing anything. I will share it anyways. Just in case. But I don't know if it's showing anything. Maybe it's just my phone. Okay, we are getting right into it then. Okay, haha, it does work. Okay. Awesome. Alright, perfect. We are getting into this now. Oh, oops. Let me... Yep, okay. Alright! This is my first ever tournament, or first ever cast that I'm doing alone. And shout out to Juice for helping me out. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that, because this was... I just got home from about a 5-day trip, so... Whew. Anyways, it is Team Mac versus Team Jacobs. I believe this is the grand finals here. And we see a little bit of a B push going on from Team Jacobs here. Got David Martinez, I believe that's Zor, with Jacobs, Flighty, Scooter, and the Parrot versus the players on Team Mac, which is Mac, Juice, I'm going to call him Bohan, Smoked Grass Eat Ass, and BLW. As we get into this round, 2 minutes, 5 seconds on the clock, nade goes out. A little bit of a F-tier nade, but a lot of damage done onto Smoked Grass from Jacobs here as he looks to push up. Flighty pushing up into the site. Nade goes out. No damage done with Smoked Grass looking to see if he can push up. does not get any damage done on Jacobs, but Jacobs did manage to take him out there. Flighty getting a little bit of info peek onto BLW there. Don't know if he saw BLW. He does push up, and he does see that, so he does pre-fire it. With Bohan also looking to pre-fire Flighty here. Pushing up, there's a lot of damage done on the Flighty. Now there's a push going in from storage here with Mac getting a kill onto the Parrot, with BLW getting another kill onto Flighty, and Mac getting a second kill with Scooter. Flash goes out and does flash out Mac, but BLW pushes up and takes out David Martinez, and now it is just left to Jacobs here in a 1v4. What will he do here? It is downhill as his team just got stomped on in storage. And it does look like he will go possibly for a bit of a save. Maybe he's going to bait the players out if you can get 1 or 2 picks. Juice with that nasty angle there onto the box with BLW covering his backside. So if Jacobs push here, he's kind of screwed, although Juice is now looking to push up a little bit. Now he's got an angle onto that staircase, pushing back a little bit. Back onto the box. Jacobs now swinging down from the stairs, looking to push up. Will he meet Juice? It seems like he might get a little bit of damage, and no, he does not, as Juice kills him before he is able to react. And that is a 1-0 lead by Team Mac. And you look at the kills here, it looks pretty even across the board, with Bohan and Smoked not getting any kills for their team, but they do have assists, so they were able to help out their team. And now we get into this round 1-0. I think that it's going to be a pretty close game, but this map on its own is a pretty attacking-sided map, I would say. Maybe 4-2 possibly for the attack. I say it's really hard to 6-0 or 5-1 on Hideout when it comes to the attack. So starting out 1-0 on the defense, I feel like is really good for this Team Mac. And we see a little bit of a garage push coming in from Team Mac. This might be a little bit of a quick push. I'm not 100% sure. Drone does go out, and BLW with the kill onto Parrot immediately with that Taurus, putting that Taurus to use, with Mac finally taking out the drone there. Will he see any sort of people on this box? Does get a little bit of info on that, but he gets a lot of damage done on himself. Jacobs takes out Mac. Excuse me. Jacobs takes out Mac, and it does seem like a little bit of a garage push. It is a 4v4, so looking a little bit more likely for Team Jacobs to possibly take this round after being down 1-0. BLW rotates over to Laundry, make sure that there's nobody over in Laundry. Juice with another great angle onto that flank side. Flighty takes out Juice from that flank, so not a good enough angle for Team Mac here, as it is now 4-3. Wall does get foamed with Bohan, Bohan, Smoke Grass, and BLW in the site here. I don't think since this was my first stream, I'm gonna try and stay away from doing the first person point of view, because it is screwing me up a little bit, as BLW does take out Flighty with Jacobs with an S-tier frag onto Smoke Grass. It is now 3v2, not looking very likely, as Scooter takes out Bohan. It is just left to BLW, who's in Laundry. I don't know if they know if he's in Laundry. He did run, so maybe there's a little bit of sound cues out. Does, with that Taurus, does not get any damage done, but David Martinez takes out BLW with that RCP, and now it is tied 1-1, Team Mac and Team Jacob. So this might be a little bit of a closer game than maybe a lot of people would expect. I was reading some of the comments, and some people saying that Team Mac was kind of going to wipe this team, but it seems like the Team Jacobs is pushing their what's the word? I can't think of the word, but they are pushing up closer and closer to seeing if they can possibly take this map, being 1-1, obviously, with a tie, so 2-0. That is not the best start, and thankfully Team Jacobs for them prevented that 2-0. Let's take a look at the comment section. I see Juice and I see Cool Fam. What's up from both of you guys? If you are tuning in to this to this tourney, the stream for the grand finals, make sure to like and subscribe, as I will be probably trying to do more of this as 2 drones go out onto lobby. 1 drone goes up, 1 drone goes down. Both drones realize that there's nobody around. I don't think Mac was droned out there. Drone looking, pushing up, and now he sees Mac, so now that drone is going to be able to calm him out. It does look to be a standard A push, as this is pretty difficult to lose if you're on the attacking side. I would say it's pretty free if the team is coordinated. And it does look like they are going to be a little bit coordinated here, as Wall does get blown. Jacob's getting a little bit of info peek, but that smoke goes out to prevent any sort of push up, and Mac and BLW are looking to push up on their own. BLW with that spectral. Juice takes out Jacob through the smoke, excuse me, and then Parrot takes out Mac, with Scooter taking out BLW, as Mac and BLW both got a little bit too aggressive on that peak. Not really much you can do on the defense besides be aggressive, and it seems like Team Jacobs just thwarted their chances at pushing up towards that aggression. And S tier Incen goes out, as it does exactly 53 damage to both Flighty and Scooter, as they are now 47 health remaining. Looks like Flighty pushing up a little bit, gets that proxy out, as Juice throws another Incen, does not get any damage on the Flighty, as he is now tucked in behind a chassis. The EMP does get past the Flighty. Is waiting a little bit. Juice now pushes up towards that bathroom. Looks to take out 1. He does take out 1, but is refragged by Scooter. And Smoke Grass takes out Scooter and Parrot. So now it is a 2v1, and the defense is holding off well despite this site, and despite them being down numbers. It is now just left to David Martinez to see if he can clutch this round up for Team Jacobs. Looking to push up. Cloak does go down here. Static walks through the static, but Smoke Grass, eat ass, takes out David Martinez, and Team Mac wins round number 2. Oh, thank you for that. Actually, I did not realize that was like that. Thank you, Cool Fam. I think this should... Why is it not in a full screen? Well, okay, so I guess this still should be good. I will take a look in a minute and 50 seconds. Again, this is my first stream, and I kind of just set this up with the help of Juice. Thanks again, Juice, for setting this up for me. But I think this might be a little bit not full screen. I will fix it for the next cast that I do. But for right now, I believe this is the best I'm going to be able to do. I will keep screwing around with it if it does not work. We do get into round number 4 here. The 2 minutes and 24 seconds left on the clock. It looks to be another garage push, as Mac immediately takes out that drone, so there is no info on BLW being super close, and all they can see is that that clone there. So it does look like that the clone will kind of bake them out. Mac with a little, or excuse me, I believe the Scooter that threw there with a little bit of a B tier frag onto Scooter, with BLW pushing out and taking out Jacobs. Looking to see if he can take out another one on that quick peek, and he what a beautiful play by BLW. Now he's going to be sitting there maintaining his aggression, but I believe Team Jacobs now knows that he's going to be there because of the fact that he did set off that clone. BLW and Mac looking to push down and hold this garage as he pushes up, takes out one and almost takes out another, but Scooter was able to refrag BLW there. Now it is a 4v3. Team Jacobs looking a little bit more, or excuse me, a little bit less favorable to win with just 2 one-shot rifles in hand, Bezin and Marui, and only 3 players. But Mac almost gets taken out by that Incen, but does end up getting taken out by Flighty. With the flash goes out to try and get control of Garage. Garage is in control now, but Smoke Grass pushes up, takes out 2. Can he take out a 3rd? No, he does not, as Juice takes out that 3rd player. And just like that, Team Mac up 3-1 with an astounding defensive hold onto this Garage. They were not even able to walk into Garage there. I just want to double check and make sure that my screen has become fixed. Yeah, so okay, so I believe that fixed it. You get a little bit of black bars on the sides, which it should not. I don't know if it's, I don't know. I will screw around with it for the next cast, but for this cast, I will focus on the here and now, so I can do this on my own time when you guys are not watching. Anyways, getting into round number 5 here, looks to be another B push. It seems like Team Jacobs is always going for standard plays here. Drone goes out, looks to get any sort of info onto storage, and does end up getting a little bit of info, but not enough really to take control of storage. Wall does get blown. Second drone goes out, looking to see if he can get a little bit more info. Now you see BLW is close on that wall, or should have at least. There was no pings that went out. Now he pushes up, and those, I don't know if I actually have pings. I don't know. Well, anyways, he does seem to have seen BLW there, as it looks to be a bit of a stalemate there, as Jacobs does take out Bohan, with Juice refragging David, and BLW taking out Jacobs, pushing up, trying to see if he can get another one, but the Parrot was able to refrag him, and it's refrag after refrag, and it is a 3v3 here. Flighty taking out Mac. Now it is a 3v2 in favor of Team Jacobs. This is, I think, what they need. If they can win this round, they can move more, as a patch drop play pushes up with Scooter taking out Smoke, but Juice taking out 2 of his own. Is left to just Parrot and Juice with an insane flick there. Holy crap, he thought he was licking onto the wall, and just like that, Team Mac is up 4-1. Thanks to the efforts of Juice getting those last 3 picks. My daddy, sorry. He is 8-2, with BLW being 7-4. Smoke Grass eat ass. Yeah, Smoke Grass eat ass at 5-3. I'm surprised that name is even allowed in Breachers. It looks to be a bit of a dominant showing from Team Mac here, with Juice and BLW on the rise, taking out all of the players that need to win these rounds. But Team Jacobs, you got Scooter and Jacobs kind of pulling the weight on their own with Flighty, Parrot. It seems like you see 5-4-3-2-1 with the kills. It seems like they need to be pushing up a little bit more, and you got that dominant play from Juice and BLW, so maybe Team Jacobs needs that dominant play. Patch does get foamed here. It looks to be a bit of another A push. A did not work last time, so hopefully it'll work this time for Team Jacobs, as Mac already takes out David Martinez on that lean peak, as he pushes up to see if he can take out another one. Gets that drone, but does not take out Flighty, as Flighty does refrag him. Nade goes out. Does not get any damage done, with Jacobs in that corner, pushing up, see if he can take out BLW. Actually, BLW takes himself out with the trips. What a amazing bait by the trips for Jacobs there, as he is looking to see if he can take out that static Juice again on that box. Now he is sitting close, and that Incen almost takes him out, but Parrot gets an Incen kill of himself with Smoked Grass, and now Juice pushing up, see if he can get any sort of damage done onto this team. Smoke goes out, does not hinder very well onto Juice, and now he sees that player in that corner in Jacobs. Flash goes out. Will Juice take him out? And no, he does not get taken out. As Jacobs now in a bit of a corner, but Juice is pushing up, and it looks to be a B take as Juice pushes up and takes out Jacobs. Now, excuse me, I didn't even realize I was faked of my own. As now it is a EMP plant in B. Juice and Bohan need to do a retake here. Juice looking up to take out one. Can he take out one? But he's right from behind, and that is just an absolute spanking right there as he got killed from 3 different directions, and Bohan got killed in connector from the guy onto the site. So it is 4-2, the other direction than what Team Jacobs, like I said in the beginning, than what Team Jacobs would have wanted. But if you're Team Mac, this is exactly how you need to start. You are now going into the attacking half, up 4-2. I think this is really well for Team Mac, but I don't know. I see that there are 6 people watching. Again, if you are watching and you are new to my channel, make sure to like and subscribe, as I will be doing more casts, and I'll also become an official co-caster for this season. And I am just now getting word that Smoke Grass is actually Curve. So if I remember, I will call him Curve. Thank you for that. And it does look to be a bit of an A push as Mac is looking to bait the play, and it could work, but David Martinez is kind of set up for this. If he can push up towards the window, he can get everyone down. But BLW pushes up with Juice, and David now realizes that it is an A push, gets no damage done, because he misses all of his shots. Unfortunately, a Curve takes out Zor with the Parrot taking out BLW of his own, but almost said it again. Curve takes out the Parrot. Incen goes out, gets a little bit of damage done onto Bohan. And Flighty and Scooter looking to push up. Smoke Grass takes out Flighty, with Scooter getting an S tier. Incen, Mac takes out Jacobs. Scooter taking out Juice, and it is a 1v2 with Scooter in the site. He has to defuse here if he wants to win this. He does look to start the defuse, but he is getting wall banged, and Mac takes him out from connector from the rear. And Team Mac now goes up 5-2. So Team Mac with a bit of a showing here. They are putting on a dominant first map. No, excuse me. They're putting on a dominant first map here, going up 5-2. And they might be looking to keep forward and push their momentum, possibly making it 6-2, or can Team Jacobs. So in order for Team Jacobs, I feel like, to come back here, they can't allow overtime before they get there, meaning they kind of need to be up 6-5. I feel like if Team Mac at any point within these next 4 rounds get to that 6th round, it is over. I feel like Team Mac will win regardless, but that is just me from a caster point of view, as a nade does go out, with another nade going out from both teams. So now both nades are used. You got a little bit of a Jesper save from Mac, but he does not have... Is he picking up his gun? Yes. Right. No. Did his gun... Oh, his gun fell through the box. That is so unfortunate for Mac, excuse me, as he is just going to have to use a Jesper this round with... So now the gun advantage is heavily in favor of Team Mac here. Or excuse me, Team Jacobs, as Team Mac lost that weapon and has 3 pistols in hand, with one being a Jesper. And he got 4 SMGs with a Spectral on Team Jacobs. Jacobs pushes up and takes out BLW, looking to see if he can get a second pick there. Does decide to push back with Mac, excuse me, from getting that Taurus from BLW. So now wall does get blown. Mac now pushes up the second one, but takes out Jacobs before he is taken out himself. Stim goes out. Now he has that Viper in hand. It is now a 4v3 to Mac and Curve, along with Bohan, get 3 picks of their own, with David Martinez taking out Mac. David Martinez taking out another player. It is all up to him as Bohan takes out David. And now it is 6-2. And it is a long uphill battle for Team Jacobs here, as I feel like they had the gun advantage and still kind of fumbled it. Looks to be another A push here. So it seems like a lot of meta plays, with the one off meta play working for Team Mac on round 1 on the switch half. Looks to see if they can blow hatch quickly. So this site, in the words of Juice, and I agree with him, is practically unlosable for this for the attacking team in general. It is super difficult to defend this. The only way how you can defend this site is with util, and even then you can bait out the util. So let's see, as Flighty pushes up quick and see if he can take out one and takes out Mac, but gets immediately refragged by Curve there. So now it is a 4v4 very quickly, but it's a little bit in favor of Team Jacobs, as the health. Now there's a stim going out from Curve, so now the health is back up to even strength. The Parrot pushing up takes out Curve, and BLW with another refrag, so that is 2 separate refrags from both of these teams here. Minute and 38 seconds left on the clock. Smoke does go out. Jacobs sitting on that box here, looking to see if he can take out BLW. Now he gets a little bit of chip damage done. BLW gets a little bit of chip damage done onto Jacobs, and I will switch over to their point of view. Again, new to this, so bear with me. Scooter takes out BLW through the wall with an amazing blind fire. And now it is left to Juice and Bohan to see if they can end this streak. Or, excuse me, see if they can end map number 1. It looks to be a little bit of a rotate here, as they are all rotating, and Team Jacobs does not know this. Now Scooter is pushing up towards the... And, oh my gosh, what an amazing blind fire from Scooter to take out Bohan, but Juice immediately refrags. That's another refrag for Team Mac, but David pushes up and takes out Juice with that one-shot headshot with the Cadillo. And now they're looking to defuse, and this game is not over, folks. We have a little bit of a better game now, with Team Jacobs taking out all of Team Mac and defusing the bomb in time, so they now win their 3rd round. And they save both of those headshot rifles. So it's looking a little bit better for Team Jacobs here, as you now see 4 rifle buys from Team Mac and a Viper, with still only 2 rifle buys from Team Jacobs. And I mean, technically, if you want to put the Ariel is technically a rifle, but it's not a one-shot rifle. So I'm going to say there's 2 one-shot rifles, 3 rifles total, an SMG, and it looks to be that Flighty is AFK. He has now come back, so I wonder what gun he is going to buy. Most likely going to be an SMG or a 2-shot headshot rifle like the Ariel, if he buys anything at all. A little bit of a misplay from Team Jacobs there, as Flighty was unable to buy stuff before the end, or before the beginning of the round. Jacobs immediately takes out Bohan. So a great little play by Jacobs there in in lobby. Now there's a basic play going on from Garage as the frag just gets the butt cheeks of Curve there. Mac gets a lot of chip damage done by himself, or from himself through the wall. Stim does go out though, so Mac does not have full health again, and it is just wall bangs for both of these teams as the Insect does go out, preventing Mac from rotating over to where Juice is. Juice gets a little bit of chip damage done through the wall. Now wall gets phoned and blown. BLW takes out Scooter from the drop and takes out David Martinez, with Juice taking out Flighty, but the Parrot refrags BLW and Mac, but Juice takes him out while he's wall banged, or excuse me, while he's flashed, and it is all up to Jacobs to clutch it for his team and prevent the round or map 1 win. Let's see here if Jacobs can clutch this up. Pushing up a little bit, we'll see from the one-shot point of view, and takes out Juice. All he needs to do is take out Curve, but no, Curve takes out Jacobs there, and it is 7-3. Team Mac wins map number 1, and it was close. I mean, there were a couple rounds that were pretty close, 1v1s, 1v2s, but Team Mac just got the better of each of those rounds, and the final round even came down to a 1v1, so it was definitely close, and I think this next game could go either way. Could Team Mac, I don't know, do you guys think Team Mac will win 2-0, or do you think Team Jacobs will tie it 1-1, possibly doing a 2-1? I believe it's best of 3 for these grand finals. Any tips in the comments on how I should angle my camera? Because I'm trying to get the best possible angles. Sometimes these teams move a little too quick for me. That's why I'm going to start being a co-caster and just practice being an actual caster from a little bit of community casts. I'll cast whoever wants me to cast. But yeah. It just depends on if I have the availability. I'm also on a team myself, so I have to do a couple of scrims as well. So if I am not playing in any scrims and I am available to cast, just hit me up. I will try and do a very good job casting, obviously. There's a lot of stuff I have to work on, but yeah, let me know if there's any camera angles I should be mainly focusing on. I'm going to try and get the first-person point of views as much as I can, but for right now, I'm going to see if I can start with just kind of in this perspective that I am right now, where I'm kind of where I'm kind of floating around and seeing how the teams play. And if my audio is good as well, let me know if I need to turn anything down, and I will actually, while we wait, we'll see if I can try and fix this. Alright, I guess that's the best I'm going to get it right now. So yeah. Seems like Team Jacobs is looking to get their 5th player, as Flighty has left, and it seems like that he was having a little bit of technical difficulties in that last round, and he was unable to buy anything, much less a rifle, in time. Seems to be a bit of a pause in the action here. Apologies, folks. Seems like a sub has now entered the arena in lyrics as, whoa, what's happening? As we get into Arctic, Team Jacobs starting on the defense with Team Mac on the attack. So on paper, this is going to look a little bit more favorable for Team Jacobs just because of the map that it is and what they are starting on. Bro, I'm not that old, Juice. Alright, buddy. Hang on 1 second. Apologies for that, folks. My computer was about to die and I needed to plug it in. I am playing on a laptop. So, anyways, getting into round number 1 here, Lyrics, again, the sub for this map, now entered the arena for Team Jacob. Will he be the difference maker to beat Team Mac in a map as an S-tier Incen goes out and takes out 2 players? What an amazing Incen by Zor, because the team flashed themselves and was unable to realize where they were, and when they finally realized it was already too late there, as Wall does get foamed. David Martinez takes out another player. He's now on Ace Watch, as Scooter now takes out Bohan through the wall. An amazing wall bang by Scooter, and it is now just left to Mac here, as he's looking to see if he can get 1 player in the Parrot, and he does grab the Parrot. Switches to that Spectral from using that Cyclone. Now it is all up to him to clutch a 1v4, technically, as he does take out 1 player. Now 3 players remaining, as he's looking to see if he can get any sort of picks, maybe isolate 1v1s. Frag goes out, does not get any sort of damage done onto any player. Incen goes out. Mac taking out David, so he is successfully able to isolate a 1v1. Wonder if he can try and do it again, as this would be his best play for him. As he does look to push up. Jacobs is in gym. He might know that because of the amount of pre-fires he's doing, and he is pushing and getting a little bit of damage, or excuse me, no damage done. Now he's switching to that Cyclone, so having 2 weapons is crucial, actually, because the Cyclone, I feel like, is a lot easier to use close range, and now he's just pushing up and trying to see if he can take out a player, but they're both in gym, so they're not, it's going to be hard to isolate the ones here, but if Jacob stands up at the wrong time, Mac can take him out while isolating the ones, but Scooter takes out Mac. And just like that, Team Jacobs has their first lead of the night here, folks. So a little bit of a different game now. Obviously, it is round 1, and it was pistol rounds, but already starting to be a bit of a different game, as Team Jacobs already has 1 in the bag for against Team Mac. I know, I'm older than both of you. I know that, but I'm not that old. Comms to Team Max. I am not giving comms to Max Team Splunge. I am a true and true caster. I don't give none of that BS to other players. Does look to be a bit of a B push, so I don't know what this area is called. I'm just gonna call it B wall. I'm just gonna call this entire area B wall. I'm not 100% sure what it is. I know this is janitor, or whatever you want to call it, but Curve pushes up quickly with that flash, gets 2 flashes out. I don't think it flashes anybody. As the nade goes out, could kill him. Gets half of his health done with the incense, so now he is stuck. Wall does get foamed and immediately blown. Smoke does go out to prevent any sort of intel from Team Mac by Team Jacobs as Mac pushes up and gets a lot of damage onto Parrot, but Parrot takes him out, but not before Curve was able to refrag him. So it is a bit of a stalemate, but 4v4 as Lyrics now takes out Bohan, making it a 4v3 in Red Room. Juice looking on that flank with Zor, Scooter, Jacobs, and Lyrics holding down the B. As you see BLW and Curve looking to see if they can get any sort of intel or picks as they can, as that lean peek from the Taurus might actually do a little bit of damage, but Jacobs has a very, very nasty little lean peek here as Lyrics takes out Juice on that Red Room, so he now has 2 picks on 1 HP nonetheless. So just because you have low health doesn't mean you're out. So Curve can get a couple picks of his own, even being a low HP. And David Martinez with a beautiful pick onto BLW and a second pick onto Curve. So it is now a 2-0 lead with a dominant win. Nonetheless, I mean, all of them were under 50, but there were 4 players up. And Lyrics got 2 picks of his own on just 1 HP, so he was under 50, he was under 2. So a little bit of a better showing from Team Jacobs here, as we might see a map 3. I'm not 100% sure. Seeing another meta play from Team Mac, as they are pretty dominant for these meta plays. We saw 1 off meta play, but we only saw, what is it, 1, 2, 3? I want to say 3 rounds on attack for Team Mac. So looks to be a bit of both teams seem to play a bit of a heavy meta play. So Drone does go out and drones out all of this front side over towards the lobby, and now he's joining towards that back side, and will he realize that there's going to be nobody on that back side? Hopefully they still have a flank watcher, though. I would still have a flank watcher if I didn't know if there was one person there. Obviously, we are seeing from a different point of view, but Juice and Mac both foam the wall over on the B side area, and the wall is blown, looking to see if they can get that second wall foamed and blown. Second wall, with Mac taking out Parrot. Flash goes out, gets no flash damage done, but Mac takes out Jacobs and flashes himself as he pushes up into Khan, looking to see if he can take out one, and he does take out Scooter on very low HP, but David Martinez is able to refrag him, and it is now a 4-2 man advantage in heavy favor of Team Mac with that EMP down as well. BFW with that Taurus looking to see if he can push up, and does not see David Martinez in time, but Zor taking out BLW. Bohan and Curve now looking to see if they can get a little bit aggressive. Juice just holding that angle onto that vent side with Lyrics. Will Lyrics see in time? And he does take out Juice with that Vezin. Will he see that second player over in Curve? But Bohan pushes up and does not take out Bohan, but he did a lot of damage done. But Curve takes out Lyrics with that Viper, so even though Lyrics had that Vezin, Curve was able to take out Lyrics and claim that that Vezin. So now Team Mac has won a round, which is good because for Team Mac you don't really want to go down 3-0 on Arctic. Even if you lose 5-1, going down 3-0, I feel like just kills the mood. Being able to secure as many rounds as they can on attack is super, super helpful for them. I feel like that B play is also really difficult to defend because if you can get... Obviously, if teams play aggressive and play in that hallway and play entry denial, play in green, play in red, play on flank, it's really difficult to be able to attack that site. But with the way Team Jacobs was playing that, having everyone anchor, I feel like it's super difficult to defend that because if both walls go open, that entire site is just wide open. Juice's drone goes out here, droning library, doesn't see anybody on close library with Curb immediately taking out Parrot. Drones out Jim. Realizes that there's going to be nobody there, so Team Mac is going to push up very quickly here, especially being up already with Curb getting that original pick. Drone goes out into the site. Well, they realize that they're just all sitting site, so now it's kind of free to push up. Smoke goes out. Now Curb takes out the static, but an S-tier frag from Lyrics to take out BLW. A bit of an A-tier incend takes a little bit of damage onto Juice and Curb, but and also halts them in their tracks. Another smoke goes out. Lyrics pushing up close so he doesn't get any sort of damage, but he does get damage done to himself. So now they're going to know with Bohan pushing up and taking out Lyrics, Jacob getting that refrag on that wallbang. Now he's looking to push up onto Juice, but Juice with an insane headshot by Jacobs. And with that, Omen was able to take out Jacobs with the Marui without getting any sort of damage done on himself. Scooter in that corner. 2v3, not necessarily unwinnable for Team Jacobs, but it is an uphill battle as Juice now pushes up and looks to get damage, but they just Curb takes out Scooter, not before getting a lot of damage done onto him. So it is a 1v3. Does look like Zor might be looking to save here as he is going all the way downstairs. Mac is looking to push him, get aggressive on that with Zor now swinging all the way around. Mac takes out Zor. Even though he was trying to save, I feel like he should have just kept running there. But unfortunate for Team Jacobs as they were not able to save anything, and their eco is kind of screwed here. You see them only able to buy one headshot rifle with three SMGs. If Zora was able to save that rifle, they would have 2 one-shot rifles possibly. Now it is 5 one-shot rifles with kind of all the utility they can buy. They can buy 2 rifles for the other team. Like, it is, Team Mac is now swimming in money after being down 2-0. Now they have tied it 2-2, and Team Jacobs needs to come up with something here because it is a defensive map. If Team Jacobs does not come up with anything here, it could be over for Team Jacobs, and they could be losing 2-0 with Team Mac winning the grand finals here. You see a little bit more of an aggressive B play here for the defensive side with Zor and Lyric sitting on red. Same kind of play from Team Mac, however, as they are pushing up into the front entrance area. Drone goes out, realizes there's again nobody in the close vicinity with any trips. Nade goes out, gets no damage, but at least that's info to realize that there's nobody there, at least for now, as Zor takes out Lyrics in red. So now Zor is looking to get a little bit aggressive here and takes out another one in Parrot, pushing up, see if he can get anybody else, gets flashed, and walks into his own teammates Incend. Zor and Mac immediately in sight, flashes himself, and gets taken out by Zor here, but EMP does go down with 3-4. Jacobs on that flank, can he take out Johan? He does take out Juice, but does not take out Johan with Zor taking out, or excuse me, Curve taking out Scooter is all up left to Zor, and Zor takes out one. Can he take out another player? Pushes up. See if he can get that second player, and he does! Can he get the third? No! He does not get the third. It looks like he ran out of ammo there with Bohan taking out Zor, but a valiant effort by Zor, and now Team Mac is looking to take an astounding lead going into the second half. If they can win this next one, they're up 4-2. And it is just looking very well for Team Mac as they're going into their defensive half. Team Jacobs needs to come up with something. They need to win this round. Hello to everybody in the chat. I see Blue Slayer has entered and Flighty. Hello Blue Slayer, hello Flighty. Round number 6 going. It looks to be an A push here, as Jacobs is already set up for the flank watch. So it seems like he's kind of predicting it, but if Zor or Jacobs is not careful, he can get taken out by Zor. He does see his foot. Yep, he does see his foot and takes him out. But the Incen goes out and does not. It gets a lot of damage done on that team with the smoke as well. But I wonder if he shot his gun, if he could have taken out all 3 players instead. But Parrot takes out Mac on that flank for B. So with that bait play, with Scooter with a wall bang onto Juice. And just like that is a 4v2, so it seems like that the bait rotate play has not worked for Team Mac here, as Zor takes out 2 and Bohan and BLW, and just like that, it is immediately shut down 30 seconds into the round. Team Jacobs wins. Team Jacobs wins round number 6, so it is now 3-3, tied up. It's looking a little bit more in favor of Team Mac because I don't know why I didn't switch. Mac, because they started on the defensive, the attacking half and won 3. So I still feel like Team Mac is sitting a little bit well here. Team Jacobs needs to push up and come up with something to kind of thwart this Team Mac from being able to secure map number 2 and the tournament win. Team Mac with a bit of an aggressive play. Mac on the flank with that Cyclone. BLW sitting super duper close onto green if he can take out a player with Curve's help. Curve is in in Jim with a lot of damage blind firing from Lyrics. But Mac takes out 2 players in Jacobs and Lyrics. Wow, I did not expect him to push that quick as Incen goes out. Bounces up, but does no damage from anybody. Flashes go out, picks up on Juice and what just happened? Juice and BLW. The Parrot gets a beautiful blind fire, one hand, and just like that, the Parrot TK'd himself. And it is now 4-3 in favor of Team Mac. And again, blink and it's gone, as that was a very, very fast round there. I couldn't really keep up with that play, but good job from Team Mac to stay aggressive and hold their ground on that defense to secure that round. number 8. Parrot breaking the door, and Jacobs breaking the other door. Drone goes out onto the B wall side and realizes that there's nobody there. They're not playing aggressive. I don't think the drone saw the trips, so if the Parrot pushes up and doesn't see those trips, he can die to those. Does seem like he might see those trips, as he is going to get naded and gets no damage, surprisingly, but Lyrics takes out Curve with that S-tier frag, and David Martinez takes out a player of his own. BLW gets with a lot of incend damage on himself, with the Parrot taking out Juice and BLW, and just like that, it is a 5v1 in favor of Team Jacobs. Now 4v1 as Bohan takes out one in the Parrot, and now Jacobs takes out Bohan, and you look at the score here, Zor with an outstanding showing for Team Jacobs, 14-5. I didn't even notice the scoreboard. Lyrics with 5 of his own, Jacobs with 4, the Parrot with 6, and Scooter with 3. See on the other team, Juice and BLW with 1 kill. Sorry to expose you like that, but Bohan with 6, Curve with 8, and Mac with 9. So it's looking a little bit more even in kills on Team Mac. While on Team Jacob, Zor is just heavily kind of carrying his team, carrying his weight and pushing the team into winning 4 rounds. Yeah, Jaded, yes, I did just show the leaderboard. So I think you texted that the second I showed the leaderboard because I forgot. So yes, I did show the leaderboard, but I will show it again. Zor with 14 kills, Lyrics with 5, Jacobs with 4, the Parrot with 6, Scooter with 3 of his own. You got Juice and BLW with 1 kill, and Bohan, Curve, and Mac with 9, 8, and 6 kills. Round number 9, Lyrics throws an I would say a B tier nade, because he was able to push him back and was able to take control. Drone does see Mac. Mac now looking to push up, but he gets flashed, so he has to push back. Nade goes out. A little bit of damage done onto Lyrics. Now Mac pushes up and takes out Lyrics. Not before Jacobs was able to refrag him on that lean. So 4-4, still kind of even. Juice with that Aril in hand. You got David Martinez, BLW, with that shot onto Parrot, but David Martinez and Zor stopped Curve from being able to rotate. Flash goes out, gets nobody flash unless BLW was flashed. Now, again, now Curve is flashed. BLW with that kill onto Jacobs with that Taurus, and BLW with another pick with the Viper, and then Curve pushes out and takes out Scooter. So now Team Mac wins that round, going up 5-4, and seems like it is back and forth here. Team Mac only needs to win 2 more rounds to close out the series, while Team Jacobs needs to win 3 rounds just to push it to a map 3. Looks to be, again, another meta play here, as Team Jacobs did end up winning the first time around, being super aggressive on this site. Mac on the flank. There was not a flank the last time. Lyrics looking to see if he can hold that red room side. Drone goes out. Nobody over towards that B wall. Check it behind Janitor, looking for any sort of trips. There were no trips, no nothing. So Drone was able to drone out everybody, and now he drones up and pushes up. Will he see Juice in that corner? Smoke does go out. A lot of damage done onto Juice, but he is not dead, and now the Parrot takes out Juice. Not before getting a lot of damage done on himself. There's no stim for either team here. So Parrot is stuck at the HP that he's at, with Zor getting a headshot onto Mac, with the Parrot getting a headshot onto BLW, and Lyrics getting a headshot onto curve, and now it is a 4v1 with just let the Bohan again. But Zor takes out Bohan, not before Bohan being able to take out Lyrics. So the same thing happened again from last time. It was a 5v1, a 4v1. Last time was a 5v1, pushing it to a 4v1. So, but it was all left to Bohan, and Bohan again was the last player remaining. So Team Jacobs really knows how to attack that site. No matter what Team Mac does on that site, it seems like the aggression for Team Jacobs is too much for Team Mac. Now, if Team Jacobs can win this second round, they might have score. Yeah, they'll most likely have score if they win a round again. So, if they actually, I don't know how they, I think it actually upscales if you win multiple rounds in a row. So, if they win this round, it's almost guaranteed that they get pick at overtime, and they could just choose defense, or if they want, they could choose offense here. Zor with 16 kills, so he's now gotten 2 more kills. The Parrot looking a little bit better with, I believe, 4 kills of his own within this, the last time we saw it. 5-5. Looking to be another meta play onto this B side. The hatch does get foamed. Drone goes out. Realizes there's somebody in that corner, but does not see that second guy. So if they push up, BLW takes out Zor, but not before getting refragged by Scooter. And now they think that there's nobody over there. So, okay, now they see that there's somebody else over there. Mac was pinged. But it seems like that the players are just going to be pushing up full force into this site as Parrot takes out Juice and Mac takes out Jacobs. So now it is a 3v3. It was a little bit of a wall bang, I believe is what that was. So that was a nice little wall bang. I did not see that. EMP, however, is down outside. Incen goes out. Gets no damage done to Lyrics as he pushes up and into. Mac looking to get any sort of info peek, but he does push out. He saves that weapon and has the EMP. Now Parrot needs to push up quickly before Mac pushes out, because I think Mac might have calmed out that the EMP was there. So it is now a 3v2, and if the Team Jacobs is smart enough, they'll realize it is a 3v1 in sight. So Parrot is just going to push up and plant that EMP. Stim goes out onto Scooter. EMP does go down. Mac on that flank, so they need to watch that flank. And Bohan in that connector. Will Scooter see Bohan in time? Incen goes out, so it prevents him from pushing up on the Parrot. Just needs to watch the flank. Incen does go out onto Mac, so Mac can't push anywhere. Pushing up. Now, it is Mac onto that EMP. All 3 players are looking towards that connector. Lyrics takes out Bohan, so I was just let the Parrot. And Parrot takes out Mac. Or, excuse me, Mac takes out Parrot, and Lyric refrags Mac. And now, Team Jacobs wins their 6th round, securing at least overtime for Arctic. And you see they have almost a 2,000 score buffer, so they can kind of choose what side they want if they lose this round. If they win this round, it'll automatically go to map number 3, and there will be no overtime. And a beautiful bounce back from Team Jacobs. You see Parrot now in the double digits for his team. Lyrics having 8 kills, Jacobs having 5, Scooter having 4, Juice still with 1 kill, BLW finding 4 kills of his own, Bohan with 7 kills, 4 kills of his own after being 1 in 8, I believe it was, so I apologize, I should have specified. So these players are stepping it up. It seems like these players are stepping up from the last time we saw the leaderboard. Team Jacobs more stepping up as a whole, with Zor not getting as many picks for his team. BLW looking to get a blind fire onto Lyrics and Jacobs. Nade goes out, no damage done, but Mac with an S tier trip mine from Lyrics, as I believe it was. Yeah, it was probably right on this corner. So does get a trip mine kill by Mac, so a beautiful play by Mac. Nate goes out, gets a little bit of damage done onto Zor, but not enough to kill him. They're playing a little bit of an aggressive defense here by Team Mac to try and thwart any sort of possibility of opening these walls. A little bit of a stalemate, though, as Team Jacobs is scared to push up. Jacobs gets a little bit of damage done by him, by the nade. Wall is now foamed completely. Will they blow the wall in time? Seems like Mac was able to rotate. Will they see that Mac is in that corner? Smoke does go out. Mac does get taken out by Zor, but Juice gets a pick of his own onto Parrot. Proud of Juice for finally getting the second kill of the game. Curve takes out Jacobs through the smoke. And now, oops, sorry, didn't mean to go through that wall. Now, Scooter is pushing up. Can he plant the EMP? But it is just a 2v4. BLW pushes up and takes out Scooter. It is just left to, just left to David Martinez, but Juice takes out BLW, not before BLW was able to take him out. So it does seem like Team Jacobs does have the pick here. They need to pick smartly here, because if they lose this, the tourney is over, and it goes to Team Mac. So they have to win this, and it does seem that they do choose defense. So, yeah, they do choose defense, and Team Jacobs... I'm kind of rooting for a map number 3. But, as a caster, I'm not going to root against one team or the other, as I am completely unbiased. I just love to see fun competition, and a map number 3 would be super fun. Nonetheless, it is overtime, which is the first overtime that I have casted solo. This will be fun. I like overtime games. I like when teams go back and forth. There's not domination from one side or the other. So I'm excited to see how this round goes out. Hatch does get blown with the drone going out. Droning out library, realizes there's now nobody in libraries. Team Jacobs is playing a little bit more of a conservative approach, as they are all sitting site, with the possibility of Jacobs sitting outside site. Jacobs is outside site, but he is watching that A flank with Mac and Curve sitting on that kitchen side. So now everyone is taking control of kitchen here for Team Mac, with BLW over into gym side. So Juice looking to foam the wall, possibly? Yes, okay, so they are looking to foam that wall and get a little bit of a different approach. So it seems like they're still going for a B push, with Jacobs taking out Curve on that lean from the hatch, but it seems like there's still going to be a B push, a little bit of a slower and more methodical B push, as Juice now foams and potentially blows the other wall. Mac pushes up and takes out Lyrics, takes out Scooter. Parrot refrags Mac. It is a 3v3. Incen goes out. Does not do enough damage to Parrot, but Parrot gets taken out, not before refragging Bohan. Jacobs takes out BLW, and it's just left to Juice with the EMP down. If Team Jacobs is smart here, they will overwhelm Juice with both the players not do 1v1s, as Juice looking to blind fire, as that is what he's known for, looking to push up and takes out Juice. Team Jacobs with a round win to secure the map win. Oh, Jacobs stopped defusing. Now, Team Jacobs has won map number 2, and we will see a map number 3. Congratulations to Team Jacobs to clutching up the overtime round and keeping their tournament win alive.